O'Hara, you will go first. To Mr. Krause and Mr. Miles, I am the mother of Anthony Johnson, Jr., who was murdered in the jail on April 21st, 2024. Yes, it's been almost a year. The others know who I am. I'm here today to speak on the arrest of the sheriff's son on 3/3/2025. Mr. O'Hara, I want to know if this is being investigated for the abuse of power, since the sheriff obviously used government resources for personal gain to get his son out of jail, also known as preferential treatment or everything DEI. I will pause for a second for your response. It was Ms. Simmons' statement on the matter that got me thinking. And I quote, "The local police department, the sheriff's office, and Tarrant County magistrates acted swiftly. And because all the systems operated symbiotically, a young man accused of several felony crimes was released from jail in less than 24 hours. He was released in 24 hours after soliciting a minor and assaulting and injuring a police officer. Why was that possible? My son was dead in less than 24 hours after arriving to Tarrant County Jail. Less than 24 hours. Let me ask another question, Mr. Ramirez, Mr. Krause, Mr. O'Hara. You all have daughters. If that was one of your girls who he solicited, would you be okay with the fact that he was already back in the public? The fact that Wayburn did not want his son to spend 1 hour in Tarrant County Jail should speak volumes. My son was also mentally disabled. Unlike Wayburn's son, my son put his life on the line for this country as a Marine and was treated worse. Show the video. My son was under the care of MHMR prior to arrival at the jail. Mr. Wayburn stated that his son has all of his mental issues as he was he ever evaluated by MHMR? My son was still murdered after we followed all your protocols. Mr. Ramirez, where are the body cameras? For the jailers, and also they need it for the sheriff deputies as well. Thank you.
Cassandra Johnson, following Cassandra Johnson, we have Janelle Johnson.
I'm going to start out by saying Joshua 1:9. I'm not going to read it because we only have 3 minutes here. But I'm the mother of Trader Wormley, who lost his life inside of Green Bay jail on July the 20th, 2022. That's 7 days before his court date. I'll follow up with the rest later. I want you to know that on March the 3rd, when I saw that Wayburn's son, mental ill, got arrested and didn't stay in the jail a day, didn't make it to Tarrant County. I look at my son and say, wow, that's a hero. Because it was March the 3rd, he was arrested on January the 25th, taken out of his bed with a monitor on his leg that I requested to keep up with him. He never took it off. Never took the monitor off, but he had brain injury and many other disabilities. He was on a bond probation. Mental ill on a bond probation, who do they get involved? And I still was clocking in every 2 weeks, 100 hours. Never missing a beat with him. To know that March the 3rd, after he was in jail, January the 25th, with all the illness, special doctors he had, March the 3rd, we go in court and they denied a bond. Said he had to sit in there until his hearing come. How many did they let free? I'm gonna continue. It hurts. It hurts. But this is not for Wayborn anymore. Pathway to purpose is what I get. I'm listening to the terms. Pathway to purpose. I'm standing in the gap for him. I want him to find his new purpose. He has some family members out here. Tarrant County is not it. It's not it. So for the fans that he have that's supporting him, the raises he's being given, y'all killing him. He have a purpose, and I'm gonna believe in it, but it's not here.
Following Janelle Johnson, we have Terry Roach.
Well, residents of Tarrant County, like I said, the more the commissioners resist and avoid doing right by our family, the more truth comes out. Sheriff Wayborn's recent actions of his son shows why I've been coming here for almost a year to reveal that my brother was killed in that jail, and that the sheriff and 4 of these commissioners are not doing anything about it. Even the old sheriff knows the likelihood of his son surviving that jail, especially with the charge his son had, because you guys just killed the guy who was arrested on September 10th with similar charges. All you guys do is contradict yourself, then police how the truth comes out. And you guys are killing people behind you. The time and consideration of detail you take to make words not included in a proclamation, Mr. Krause, I wish you would take immediate action on leadership, but you guys refuse to do that. And you also prove that, or you haven't proved the exceptional job that Wayborn has claimed. You haven't shown the video. You guys sit here and say that the things that are going on in Tarrant County, and yet the one evidence that provides what's going on, you guys won't even show it. But look at what you guys are standing behind them. And look at what your leader is standing behind them. And yet every time I come up here, new truths get revealed. Keep doing wrong by my family. And now you see way more skeletons. I wonder who all the skeletons will be coming out.
Thank you. Following Mr. Roach, we have Carla Paul Mars.
Waiting for public comments, we respect the public to put the option to speak first. It's great to honor employees, but we don't have what's something that no one knows about you. That's for the receptions later. I'd like to start by honoring a great man, a true Texan who exemplifies Texas values. Truth be told, we're not the only state who claims him. He grew up a stone's throw inside the New Mexico border. He grew up working on a ranch where hard work was daily life, instilling him the values that we honor today. His destiny, however, was not in the ranch. In fact, he came to work in Fort Worth, DFW. While his job put him in front of the cameras, he certainly was no actor, far from it. In fact, the public counted on him to be truthful, even when the truth was hard to hear. So I hope you will all join me in wishing a happy birthday to El Paso's own Sam Donaldson, born 411 years ago today. Mr. Donaldson wrote a great book, Hold On, Mr. President. In the book, he tells a story about a pesky teacher, I'm one of those, who confronts him at the White House on a tour and says, you know, you're always confrontational and argumentative with the president. Same words that Judge O'Hare said, I won't meet with you because you're confrontational and argumentative. You bet I am. I'm also truthful. And Donaldson's response was, that relentless pursuit of truth, that's what our republic's all about. And Reagan, for his part, could give and take with the best of them, at least for most of his presidency. Sheriff Wayborn not here, but I imagine Sam Donaldson's story resonates with you. I hope it inspires you to cut the cow eyes. Say cow eyes. Because when you turn tail and skedaddle before tough questions, that's bad. When instead of facing the challenges, you make a video from your safe space and claim your critics are spreading misinformation, don't back that up, that's embarrassing. But when with a straight face, our sheriff says, we don't have that body camera, maybe in the future, maybe next year, that's absolutely shameful. That's misinformation, that's acting, that's passing the buck, because everyone knows here that body cameras are the most important tool for providing truth, accountability, transparency. Of course, Sheriff Wayborn is going to see the body camera in his son's serious crimes. How long did he spend in jail, did you say? I spent 48 hours in jail for no crime. Body cameras are the reason I'm not in jail right now. So I'm running out of time. What is the reason for the 3:45 a.m. text to me telling me not to show up at court? Judge O'Hare, you interrupted me last time, so it's your answer. What's the reason? That's the answer. There is no answer. Carolina Rodriguez, remember her? She got a face slammed to the ground. She snuck into an office, used her computer, sent out a note. She got arrested for that. Someone said at 3:47 to me, nothing's gonna happen.
Thank you. Following Ms. Palomares, we have Nan Terry.
Thank you, County Judge, Member Commissioners. I came to this meeting optimistic. I thought I would hear some revelations about improvements in protocols at the jail following the deaths. I have not heard anything. I got here a little bit late. I remain optimistic. So, didn't get that fulfilled. My reason for coming now is to magnify what was brought to my attention, which is evidently the Office of the Attorney General was not notified of the death that occurred in custody on February 8th. Texas Code of Criminal Procedure 49.18b reads, if a person incarcerated in a jail, correctional facility, or state juvenile facility dies, the director of the facility in which the person incarcerated shall investigate the death and would file a written report of the cause of death with the Attorney General no later than the 30th day after the date on which the person in custody died. The director shall make a good faith effort to obtain all facts relevant to the death and include those facts in the report. If that report has not been filed, and the reason the person who told this to me believes it was not filed, was not coming up on the database. They searched and it's not there. The Texas Commission on Jail Standards has been notified, and they do have record of that death. So it was mentioned that Sheriff Wayburn left the last commission report meeting, went to his office, and made a special video for us. And I think that instead of spending time on videos, we really just need to focus on following the law. Commissioners and the county judge, the county officials have been trusted with law enforcement and advancing the law. And Judge, you said at a recent meeting you're going to fight like the Dickens to retain all of the statutory authority that's available to you. That authority is based on trust. And it's a Class B misdemeanor to fail to file that report. And an example of some Class B misdemeanors, some forms of theft, I think under $750 theft, possession of marijuana, prostitution, criminal recklessness, failure to pay child support, disorderly conduct, criminal trespass, DUI, criminal mischief. So if I was, if I got a warrant for me for any of these things, I would be thrown in jail, might get my skull thumped in. The last several months of deaths and these meetings served me as a reminder that government doesn't care about the effect of their policies on the people subject to them, only that their policies are followed by us. The concept of self-reflection and accountability dies on a hill of paperwork here in Tarrant County. Closest thing to an acknowledgement of failure is we don't have the money or manpower. I want you to divert funding and get body cams now.
Thank you.
The Office of Sheriff, Chief of Police, Commissioner should be one of the most respected offices of any city. There are some great lawmen in this country's history. Pat Garrett, who killed Billy the Kid, Wyatt Earp, who was famous for the OK Corral shootout, and Bat Masters, the real sheriff of Dodge City. On the dark side, we have Bill O'Connor, who was the most racist commissioner in U.S. history. Sheriff Mickey Stein in Kentucky recently shot the judge in his own chamber. And we have Sheriff Wayburn, whose latest speech, because of his white privilege and his double standards, went and got Junior out of judge. Case MAG 4361832, resisting search or transport. Case MAG 4361833, assault against a police officer or judge. case MHG 4361834, solicitation of prostitution of a person under 18 years of age. Veteran Marine Anthony Johnson's only crime, two crimes were one, being BMIJ, being a black male in jail, and having a manic episode. If Mr. and Mrs. Johnson were white and privileged, Anthony Johnson would be alive. President Trump wants to ban CRT. The governor and Republicans want to bamboozle our children. Instead of talking about slavery, want to call it voluntary relocation. Our country has some great history, like my favorite, the Boston Tea Party, the Act of Rebellion. And then history like Crispus Attucks. Not only was the first Negro to die in the Revolutionary War, was the first person to shed blood in the name of this country. We have some ugly history too, which I won't go into. But my village is asking this body to initiate the action of removing Sheriff William Wayborn Sr. under Section 87.001 Acts 1987 of the 7th Legislation, Chapter 149, Section 1, which was effective September 1st, 1987. Please quit telling us there's nothing you can do to an elected official. That's cock.